Right, it's time to talk about identity shifts and why willpower isn't enough for health span, weight loss, and longevity. Joining me now to discuss this is holistic wellness coach Elise Joan, a familiar face here on CBS 8. I was here when you came to visit. I think it was a few months ago.
Yeah, right before my Europe trip.
Yes. How was Europe?
It was amazing. You know, I went to Greece, learned even more about longevity.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, because there's only so much you can learn from books. Most of it is like my 20 years of experience in the field working with women like yourself, very busy, very high powered, you know, have kids, have lives we're juggling. How can we make the healthy choices we want to have work for us? Right.
And before I get into that, again, I was asking you off air right now what is different this time around that we're going to discuss versus what we discussed last time you were here. And you were saying kind of changing the internal mindset and the internal flow versus the external, right?
Absolutely. And one of the things, you know, I've been a fitness and nutrition and wellness expert for 20 years, and most of us focus on our nutrition and our fitness. But there are 4 other major pillars of longevity that can help support our health goals. And the one I want to talk about today that I coach women on is our identity shift. So, you know, a lot of times in 20 years, what I've seen is that the main reason people fail at their health goals is that they try to force themselves into new and unfamiliar habits. They take on too many habits at once. They take on goals that are too monstrous, and they want those results instantaneously.
Trying to fit into this pillar that's not really them, that they don't identify as, nor are they really comfortable in their own skin in.
That's right. It's a goal outside ourselves. And what we do when we do these embodiment identity shifts is we become the person who just naturally does these things. And this begins in our mindset, and it's actually rooted in neurobiology. Everything I teach is science-based. It's not just hippy-dippy yoga teacher vibes.
So this could sound a little complex to the average kind of day-to-day person that's working, I don't know, 9 to 5, has kids, has a family. How would you say to start this off, like just very step-by-step, easy, kind of an easy process to get into this flow of life?
This is the question, Vanessa, because if it's not something that's accessible, it's not something we're going to do. So I have a few of my top tips that you can start today to make this work. Okay, so number 1 is...
I hope it doesn't include not getting up at 3, 4 a.m.
It does not.
That would exclude
I know, you guys don't get the morning sunlight until you leave work. And look, that's a lot of moms, that's a lot of women, a lot of humans out there. So no, this is all things that are within your control. Number 1, you can do it while you multitask, while you brush your teeth. It is an I am affirmation meditation.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, I provide 60 of them. And I am strong, I am healthy, I am vibrant, I am resilient, I am happy. You can listen while you brush your teeth. And what this does is it grounds us in becoming the person we want to be, right?
I actually just bought a gift set for a friend of mine for her birthday, like last year. Words of affirmation that you could stick on your shower.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, that you could just rotate through. So that's kind of an example.
Yes,
go ahead and give us other examples.
No, I have a 60 card deck as well.
Nice.
And so another example is that we want to turn I will statements into I am statements, right? So an example is I will force myself to eat healthy because I want to be skinny. That's not a great goal, right? We don't want our goal to be skinny. We want our goal to be vibrant. So instead of saying I will do this activity that's outside of myself, I say I am a vibrant, strong person who enjoys nourishing my body for wellness so that I can wake up with energy and do my job, so that I can be present for my kids. So an example of this would just be, you know, repurpose that dialogue. And then another really healthy and easy tip to do is shift your environment to support your future self, right? So if the person you want to be wakes up and works out, I have 10-minute workouts you can do with no equipment. You want to set your morning self up for success in the evening, right?
This kind of reminds me of a book I read, Atomic Habits.
I was going to say Atomic Habits.
Great book.
Tiny habits.
Small.
That's it. Because if we do, and one of the things that I love, like an example of an environmental shift is say today you decide when you're done with work, you're just going to walk around outside for 5 minutes. It's going to reset your nervous system. You're going to get that sunlight you want. It's 5 minutes out of your day. Instead of saying, I'm going to drive to the gym, do a 2-hour workout, or I'm a loser, right? Instead, and then we anchor, the other tip is we anchor those small wins into our identity, right? So now you are just someone, Vanessa, who takes a walk for 5 minutes, maybe after you eat or after you work. And that is just something that you are and you embody. It's doable. And then you look at the reward. So what it costs you 5 minutes out of your day. The reward, circadian alignment, better digestion, a little more energy for the afternoon without a sugar hit or a caffeine hit.
Yeah.
These are all things that are very easy. So I've just taken 10 minutes of your day, 5 minutes for the morning affirmation, 5 minutes for a walk after eating, and this becomes who we are, and we embrace it. And then in the evening, we anchor it again, right? Today, keep track of your wins. Keep a small journal right by your bed. 3 wins you did today. Can you continue to incorporate those atomic habits into your day tomorrow?
It's actually great to incorporate these habits as well, micro habits that will shift
100%.
into habits right before the start of the new year, because I know a lot of people, they have their New Year's resolutions, but why not get a head start on them?
Well, this is true. I mean, January 1st is a random date. I turned 50 on November 2nd, so coming up my next appearance.
Which I don't believe. You look incredible.
Thank you. I mean, honestly, like, yes, nutrition, yes, movement. I've been innovating fitness. You can find me and everything, on my Instagram. But it really is the identity shifts, the lifestyle, the sleep, the recovery, and honestly, community.
Yeah.
It's why I love being part of the CBS 8 Morning family and coming here, learning from you how I can serve, right? You are the woman I'm speaking to. We're all doing so many things in our lives and trying to balance them all, and it's easy to get overwhelmed. And we want to instead take things off our plate and feel good as we are, one step at a time.
Well, you obviously have a lot of people listening to your advice. You have hundreds, thousands of followers on Instagram. So unfortunately, we're out of time, but Elise Joan, you are on social media. We can find you on Instagram. I have
a new challenge starting today, mood, muscle, and metabolism.
I love
Super easy things you can do, and we'll do together.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And of course, you can find her on social media, all of her information. In fact, her handle right there on your screen. Back to you guys.